My mistake. I predicted interest rates would hit 4% by the end of this year, 2022. Well, it just hit 4% yesterday, and we're in the middle of January. It's worse than I thought, and we've got a lot to talk about. It's all coming up. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Oberholser. As I've been predicting since the fall of last year, mortgage interest rates will hit 4% by the end of this year. What happened? They just passed 4% yesterday. So let's take a look. I'm going to pull up the current mortgage interest rates, and you can see here, and this is to 19th of January, that a fixed 30-year is 4.04%. And my last video, I discussed that, which was just about 3-4 days ago, it was at 3.45%. So in this video, I'm going to discuss how this rapid rise in interest rates can affect both the buyer as well as the seller. Hey, before I start, I'd like to ask, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. I feel 2022 is going to be a volatile year, especially in the residential housing market. I will be reporting on it regularly to bring you the most up-to-date information. Okay. What does this rapid rise in interest rates mean to the buyer? If you're financing, I would recommend reaching out to your mortgage lender and inquire, has this rise in interest rates affected my loan approval status? In other words, how much can you purchase, or what is your loan approval for, and has the cost of your mortgage gone up? With interest rates going up, this may affect your DTI, debt to income ratio. I would also inquire if there's any advantage of having a full loan approval now versus just a pre-loan approval status. With full loan approval, your loan is verified and approved through the underwriter. Here's why this can be helpful. One, when a buyer submits a financed offer, the listing agent will reach out to the buyer's loan agent to inquire on the strength of the buyer. This is an important task the listing agent should do, especially if the buyer's offer has released the appraisal and loan contingency up front. So by hearing the buyer has full loan approval can give confidence to the listing agent and the seller that the buyer should be able to perform without any issues. Number two, having full loan approval can help reduce any of the unknowns that can come up during the loan process. Case in point, on one of my recent listings, the buyer had switched loans from a conventional to an FHA due to underwriter requests. Apparently, the buyer wasn't going to be able to qualify for the conventional loan that they first had because they needed to pay off a $28,000 car loan. And I don't do loans, but as I understand, when they saw this car loan, it threw off their debt to income ratio. So the loan agent had to switch their client, the buyer, to a different product, which was FHA. Now, if you are in contract and you haven't locked your interest rates, I would discuss with your lender what these new rates will cost you. Okay, now let's discuss how will this affect if you're selling your home. So it's still a seller's market, but I wouldn't take this for granted. There are two items I would recommend you follow so you can still get top dollar and minimize your stress. Number one, avoid an offer due date. And number two, follow my 3 Ps, which stands for prepare correctly, price accordingly, and properly disclose. For all the information on this, please watch this video I made. I go into great detail on all the items to follow. Now, it's way too early to know how this recent rise in interest will affect the residential housing market. So I have 2 questions for you. Number one, do you think this will be the start of ending this aggressive seller's market? And number two, do you think this rise in mortgage interest rates is just a temporary blip in the system and it'll go right back down to 3%? Please post your comments down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Again, post your comments and questions down below, and especially if you don't agree with me, I want to hear about it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so you don't miss anything. If you found this video interesting, you may want to watch these other 2 that are starting to pop up because I'm going to go into a lot more detail on what I just discussed in these videos. So stay tuned. Please reach out to me for any of your real estate questions or needs, and I wish you all the best on your home journey.